Okay, today's video is looking at recognizing visual patterns and then extending them. So our first pattern here is made of squares. So in figure 1, which is the first one in the pattern, we have 2 squares. The next one we have 3 squares in the middle and then like 1 on top and 1 on the bottom. Next we have 4 squares in the middle and then 2 going up and 2 going down. So to me, or at least that's how I see the pattern. So to me, what I see happening is that we've got 2, and then on the next one we've got 3 in the middle, on the next one we've got 4 in the middle. So I think my next one, I'll start by putting 5 in the center, and then this one had 0 going down, this one had 1 going down, this one had 2 going down. So the next one should have 3 going down. So that's figure 4, and then I want to extend it to the next figure. So again, my pattern goes 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one should be 6 in the middle, and I'm going to have 4 going up, 4 going down. And so that gives us figure 5. And then we've got a chart here that's just organized by figure number and then how many squares are in that. So for example, in the first figure number there are 2 squares. In the second, in figure 2, there are 5 squares. We can get that just by counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the third one we have 3, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. And then you can, each time you can just fill in the figure number and count how many squares are there. We can certainly look for patterns in the numbers, but typically you should at least count the first 3 to make, because you need at least 3 to be certain of what pattern is happening. So we fill that in, and you may notice that, well, I mean, the figure number is just going up by 1 because we're just sort of like saying this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. That's what figure number means. We're just saying like, okay, this is the first thing in the pattern, this is the second one in the pattern, third one in the pattern. So that should definitely like just go up by 1 because, you know, that's how we count, I guess. But for the number of squares, we might notice a pattern there that each time there are 3 more squares, which hopefully kind of makes sense. I don't know exactly how it might look to you, but we might sort of see it as like having 2 added onto the sides there, and then maybe like having 1 added on the middle, or you know, you can sort of visualize it however you want, but I think it makes sense because we said, so just in terms of how we describe the pattern, or how I describe the pattern, like I said, you might visualize it a little differently, but it's still the same pattern. So in the center, we're adding 1 each time in the middle, and then we're adding 1 more going down, and then 1 more going up. So in total, we're adding 3 each time. So that's why the number of squares increases by 3 each time. So this is our next pattern. It's in the shape of a triangle, and it's actually sort of an equilateral triangle, right? Because each side has the same number on each side. Yeah. So the first one, there's like sort of 2 on each side. I mean, I know you're sort of like double counting the corners that way, but like that's just sort of, I don't know, that's how how I sort of see it. Again, you can sort of visualize this however you want to, whatever makes sense to you, so long as you can pick out what the pattern is. So figure 1 has 2 on the bottom, figure 2 has 3 on the bottom, figure 3 has 4 on the bottom, so I think that figure 4 will have 5 on the bottom, and then I just have to make it the triangle so that all the sides are the same. So that's figure 4. And then I would just continue the pattern. So if I think figure 4 has 5 on the bottom, I think figure 5 is going to have 6 along the base. Okay, so if we look there, then there should be 6 along each side. Again, you're sort of like double counting the vertices there. And then we just have to count. So they've already done the first one for us. Figure number 1 has 3 dots to it. Figure number 2, if we count, we have 1, 2, 3 on the bottom, then 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 dots in figure 2. Then figure 3, we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 there. So at this point we might see a pattern. We might be like, okay, 3, 6, 9, those are all just multiples of 3. So let's check. We think the next one, so we're going 3, 6, 9, 12 is the next multiple of 3, so let's just count on figure 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, that's correct. We seem to be going by 3s. We have 12, and then we should have 15. So that was just hopefully a refresher about sort of recognizing patterns and how we can make tables about them. This unit is all about patterns, and it's specifically going to be about linear patterns, recognizing them, writing expressions for patterns or equations depending on the context, and then using patterns and expressions and equations to solve problems.